What's up, Scorpios? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a new moon tarot reading for the new moon coming up on May 7th. This is going to be a new moon in Taurus. It's going to be at 18 degrees Taurus. It's going to be 11:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will put it in the fourth mansion of the moon. Fourth mansion of the moon is all about overcoming obstacles and working hard to do so. It's not good for marriage. It's not a good moon to get married under. The astrology right now is everything's pretty much in Taurus and Aries. So for a Scorpio ascendant, you're talking 6th or 7th house, the house of your physical health, pets, and 7th house, which is the house of your one-on-one relationships or your spouse. There's a preponderance of planets in Taurus, so there could be a lot of financial motivation right now, or sensual motivations, artistic motivations. You have the sun, the moon, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus all there. Depending on what house it is for you, if you're Scorpio ascendant, you're talking, like I said, it's your 6th or 7th. So there may be a sudden change in your physical health for one way or the other. Probably for the better, because Taurus is a very sturdy sign. Or you may decide that it's through physical labor that you decide that you want to make your money. If it's your 7th house, that's the house of your spouse. And that could also fall into Aries too right now, depending on where your ascendant is. And Aries has Mercury in it. So I'd be very careful of rough communication with in your one-on-one relationships or with your spouse. Mainly because Mars is also in that Aries, and that's the sign of his rulership, as Venus is in Taurus, which is the sign of her rulership. But with Mars in the sign of his rulership, touching Pluto, that's heavy aggressive energy. So sexual energy can be really strong because Venus represents a feminine sexual expression in a natal chart, and Mars is a masculine sexual expression in a natal chart. So they both represent sex as well. So sexual, a lot of urges right now could be the case. I know I feel that way. And I'm heavy Scorpio. I'm a Sagittarius ascendant, so it wouldn't quite hit my 7th house. But I definitely feel it. Also, you may be looking for new ways to make money. With all that energy in Taurus and wanting to be aesthetically pleasing, some of you might decide to do like a garage sale, or you'll be seeing them all around right now. People want to do garage sales. Aesthetically pleasing because they're cleaning up their house, but they're also making money from it. So like those things kind of happen. Just be careful of your communication right now. With Chiron touching Mercury in Aries, and then Mars also being in Aries with Pluto touching it, it could be communication designed to wound, because that's the wounded healer in Chiron. But it could also be wounding information that by its very nature heals. Your dreams need a practical plan, Scorpio. So just, beware of that kind of thing, because there could just be really short, aggressive communications right now. You might just see that in general people are being more adversarial. So like argumentative, just for the sake of argument, not for any like real reason. Okay. Ooh. The Lover's at the center of it. 9s are we gonna get? Well, you got Victor on the bottom here. Saying your dreams need a practical plan. I mean, it's a Taurus card too. So with all this going on in Taurus, it would make sense that you would want a practical plan, especially if it's about money. It looks like some kind of wish that you've been wanting. It's in the recent past, something you've been wishing for. Whatever that is needs a practical plan, but victory is here. So if you're wishing for love, it's right here in the middle, and you may have been wishing for an earth sign. Or this may be an individual that you are now getting with, or this may be your spouse, maybe an earthy individual, earth sign, has a lot of earth in their chart. I'm a Scorpio, and my wife's earth, so earth sun sign anyway. So yeah, Lovers is crossed by it. I mean, it may be who you're interested in. This is probably you, male or female, in the near future, or this is someone that you were interested in, and now you're interested in this water sign kind of thing. But most likely this could be this is your spouse and you're feeling really emotionally stable and happy, because that's a good card for that. Down here, I wouldn't suggest that. It looks like you're actually focusing on the negative of whatever this situation is, not seeing things for what it really is. The unconscious influence is the ending of something, or the want of ending of something. So you may want to end this relationship with whoever this is, and that's your wish, because you want to be either free and you think you'll be more emotionally stable, or you're interested in this watery individual, or you want a more like emotional type individual in your life. But if you're single, maybe you have two options, or there's someone standing in the way of you getting this individual. You're crowned by judgment, so you're going to have to make like a final decision. That's what it's saying with the practical plan. If this is the route you want to go, whatever this is with the lovers here, whether you're single or you're already coupled, you have to make a plan and a practical decision about how you're going to go about this, if indeed that is what you want. Now, if it's someone that you feel backstabbed with does this to you, there's not really, I mean, you still got a plan, but there's not really much you could have done about that, right? Because if they just spring it on you, they spring it on you, and it's not going to be happy news. Either way, it's not going to be happy news. And if your current situation, your current relationship, or your current interest isn't making you happy, then you got to do what's best for you. You got to do what's going to make you happy. I mean, in your environment, you have plenty of money. I mean, you're looking good, you're feeling good, you're successful. And that's what I think this could be representing too, that you're just, you are successful. It may be that you don't actually need this person in your life, or maybe you don't want him in your life anymore for whatever reason. Even though it's upsetting to even think about, and how could that not be upsetting, right? To think like that. But you got to make a judgment. You got to make a practical plan. And if it's a wish, it could be a wish around love. Most likely that's what it would be, because the lovers is right there. But it could be any kind of wish that you had. And you're hoping that this wish will give you your freedom, or this wish will help you become this, and you'll stop being crossed by this, which may be the grind of money. Maybe you feel like in some way that's the grind of money is what's affecting your relationship. You don't feel as happy in your relationship because you're having to grind money, and your wish is to have a lot of money. Scorpios probably all do, because we understand that money is power, and our sign is all about power. Make no mistake. Power is the key thing for Scorpio. Power and transformation. And death. But that goes hand in hand with transformation. Your unconscious mind may be sabotaging you, because this is in the unconscious influence. Which means you have to dig deep and see what that is within you that's making you doubt. You might not even be aware of the fact that you're doubting things. Like, you'll say something to yourself and you want to believe it, but then you kind of feel this feeling that's like, why do I feel nervous about that when I say it? It's like I don't actually believe it, right? You have to kind of trace that down, figure out why. Feel it, acknowledge it, wear it for a little while so that it doesn't have to live down there anymore, and then integrate, and then it's gone. I mean, it's still part of you, but you're aware of it, so it doesn't need to express itself to you in some random way so that you learn about it or feel it. Because like right now, for some reason, you're focusing on the spilt cups instead of the ones that are behind you. I feel like there's a lot going on good for you, but you're focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do have. But because this is showing that you have it. Like, you got it all. You got it going on. You got the money, you got the look, you got it all. And you even got the confidence. You'll be hard-pressed to find a Scorpio that's not confident unless they're depressed. And Scorpios can get into deep depressions, but it's pretty rare, because they kind of, I can speak from experience because I'm a Scorpio, heavy Scorpio, that you tend to hide it. So like, nobody's going to know kind of thing. You're good about, and Scorpios are very perceptive, so very good about working through things. A high emotional intelligence, I would suggest. So it's pretty hard for Scorpios to get depressed. If they do, make no mistake, it's a deep depression, because it's very hard. Because Scorpios have very, very high emotional intelligence, very high. Probably the highest in the zodiac. They make the best counselors or the best psychologists for sure. Hands down. Can't be argued. This is your advice. Offer your love forward. Whether that be with your current spouse, or if you're single, to whoever it is that you're interested in. Or go find that individual, offer it forward. You know what I mean? Because right now, it looks like there's something being offered to you and you're not even looking at it. You're not even seeing it, or you are not interested. Like, maybe the individual that you're with is like pouring it out. They really want to be with you because they know you're all that. but you're just like, I've had it. I'm not with it. And you're like, but you still have, the device says put it forward. So maybe you should. But again, that's up to you. It's either, for some of you, if you're single, it's just saying offer it out there. Or there's someone offering it to you and you're not seeing it. Whether it be this earth or water sign. Or if you're in a relationship right now, it could be saying offer your love back to them because they really care. Or it's saying move on and offer it to someone else because that's what you really, really want. But you need a practical plan. Because you don't want everything crumbling to the ground in a very unpredictable way. It's something you should communicate, talk it out. If you're no longer happy, express that, then move forward. You don't want to just do it suddenly or like in a fit of anger, because that's never going to be good. You don't want like an emotional outburst out of it. It can always be dangerous. Breaking people's hearts or your heart to get broken, either way. But open your eyes because it's right there. Love is there in front of you, and you have the choice. It's either you're choosing between these two people if you're single, or if you're with someone and you're interested in someone else, or you just want to leave their relationship. You have the choice. You have the choice. But it's like you're not making the decision. You're just not doing it. You're not making the decision. Financially, you're fine. You're going to be just fine. So like money-wise, you're good. And with all this in Taurus, that's our opposite. That's our opposite sign. Taurus and Scorpio on the same axis. So that's going to affect you. Fixed signs, it's going to affect all the fixed signs. So there could be a big expansion of money. So if there is, especially with Uranus touching Jupiter, that's like lightning touching expansion. And it being in a money sign, it could be an expansion of money really quick. It's that's probably going to be pretty rare, but it also could be an opportunity. But your focus seems to be on love and sensuality, and that's another thing too, because Taurus can represent sensuality and love. It can. It's Venus sign, and Aries is also lit up with a lot of influence right now in energy, and that's also love and sex. It just depends. But it looks like you're going to be good either way. You're winning, like you're winning at life, but I feel like your unconscious is sabotaging you a little bit, and you're either not willing to make the decision you need to make, or you're not seeing what's being offered to you. But there's nothing really bad here. It's just like a matter of having a practical plan. All right, Scorpio, that's all I have. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want me to continue to make videos, it really helps because I really need watch hours. I want to be motivated to continue to make content. You don't have to if you don't want to, but like I said, I don't know. I can only do this for so long without showing some kind of result. I'm going to go as long as I can, though, I promise. But either way, I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad for the view, and I hope to see you here again, Scorpio. Happy new moon.